episode of Chatty Broads with Becca and Jess.
Ooh, that is the sound of the Chatty Bros joining you. It is not nice? A Chatty Bros episode if you don't hear the crack of a White Claw, the snap of a beer.
No laws when you're drinking claws.
No laws when you're drinking claws with the bras. Oh, you just spilled all over yourself.
That's intentional.
If you're watching on YouTube, you saw that.
No laws, dude. No laws.
That was a great way to start it, too. It was like, no laws. Half of it on yourself.
Just a claw. Dude, you haven't lived if you haven't given yourself a claw shower.
It's a claw bath, baby.
Or like a little drizzle. And there's a term, this is my favorite in terms of jargon. I love jargon, by the way, if you have good music industry jargon. Surf jargon.
Oh, jargon's great. Jargon shows that you know something about something.
Do you know what getting shampooed is?
No.
It's when it's not a full barrel.
But the foam is hitting your head?
When the foam's hitting your head, yeah, you're just getting shampooed.
I love that. I love that you're spending a little time in the green room.
It's not, yeah, exactly. In the green room, you get. So, guys, in case you want to know what the green room is, it's the effect of seeing the sun through the wave.
It's being in a barrel. It's the ocean a lot of times is kind of greenish. It's less blue, unless you're in Hawaii or something.
Well, it's also a mixing of colors. The water is bluish and the sun is yellow.
It's a real cacophony of colors.
Green.
Cornucopia.
Yeah, it's cornucopia. It's amazing how long it's going to take Ruth to understand that if you mix yellow and blue, you get green.
We're in that right now, which is just kind of those kind of questions with Ember. Like Ember's just like asking me questions like, what is the difference between the earth and the world? And you're just kind of like, okay. And then she's asking questions like, where's the sun? And you're just like, okay, I know I can answer this question, but at the same time, how do I put it into terms that like will make sense to you? And it's like not easy at all.
Yeah, without getting into metaphysics and shit.
Yeah, and she'll be like, is God a man? And I'll be like, well, first of all, I don't know if there is a God, starters.
Okay.
And then second, gender and God is like even more out there and I can't even get into that.
You know how I'm feeling on this right now is, have you ever seen the I Am Sam?
Oh, yes.
When like the opening scene where him and his daughter, Dakota Fanning, are sitting there. He's on the swing set and she's asking him all these kinds of questions.
Yeah, that movie is basically like, for me, there are certain, like this is for real, especially with that movie, there are certain movies I can only watch once.
I asked
because it's too much for me to handle emotionally.
So when DVDs became a thing, did you ever ask for a DVD for Christmas?
Of course.
My first two DVDs I asked for were The Hurricane and I Am Sam.
I don't know The Hurricane.
The Hurricane is about a boxer getting wrongfully accused of multiple homicide in the South. So they imprison this black boxer. It's a true story.
You asked for this when you were a child?
Yeah.
It was heavy.
Yeah, it's in the 60s. Like Bob Dylan wrote a song about it called The Hurricane. Denzel Washington plays him.
Whoa. Sounds great.
It's very good. But these were like, dude, I had to have been like 9.
Right, you just saw it at some point and you were like, I want that again.
That's the movie. This is my new favorite movie, Dad. That's the movie I want for Christmas. Also, I Am Sam. My brother asked for Spice World. My older brother.
Of course.
I think
because he's like, I can't get my hands on porn.
I
can get my hands on this.
Spice World and Flubber or something like that.
Yeah,
hot movies.
What was that ghost movie? Casper.
That's a great movie.
Those type of movies.
I loved that movie.
You know what movie was my movie that like I've seen this movie, no joke, like 600 times. Twister.
That's a great
But that was one of those movies, like kind of like not an A movie, but just kind of like for some reason was always on.
Dude, we would watch Twister and Speed all the time. And not Speed 1. Speed 1, trash. Speed 2.
Right.
Upscale that shit, dude. Big ass fucking boat.
Right.
That movie was sick.
I love it.
You can't turn the engines off.
I mean, the massive problem.
Those are like, to me, that's the pinnacle of film.
Those years, man.
Those 90s action films, like
you can't replace
the
them.
OG diehards.
It's like the Matrix that's at the end of those.
That's when
like,
the fourth movie was always the best one.
They just made good movies back then.
Yeah.
They didn't make bad movies. Oh, okay. How was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was fantastic.
What'd you do?
I went rock climbing with Rebecca again.
Ooh, with Rebecca? Is that kind of a new thing? Rebecca, a full name?
I used to insist on calling her Rebecca because everyone else called her Becca.
Do you prefer Gray or Grayston?
Depends on who's talking to me.
Okay.
If it's natural, like if it's not, it sounds actually, dude, it sounds really weird when a lot of my closest friends call me Gray.
So Gray feels a little bit more someone who doesn't know you that well.
My dad calls me Gray.
Okay, so never mind.
So a lot of, well, but then there's some people like Becca will call me Gray and I don't think twice about it.
Oh, so she calls you Gray.
Yeah, but like her family calls her Rebecca.
Interesting. I notice when she gets a little irritated at you, she elongates she goes Grayston.
I will end the sentence with her name.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah. My mom used to do the Grayston James.
Oh, the full thing. Yeah, this classic.
It was bad if you got the full. I would get first and middle quite often.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents never did the like Evan, Ambrose. How dare no? It was always
What's your middle name?
Bryant.
Sick name.
Like Kobe.
Yeah.
But no relation to Kobe.
No one
was a basketball fan.
No one would think it was a special name at all if it wasn't for Kobe.
That's true. Well, that's how it was back when I was a kid. Like that Kobe wasn't a thing.
They just think you misspelled Brian.
That's all it was. Who like, oh, Evan, Brian, Ambrose. Like, no, Bryant.
It's like a burnt Brian.
No. It's like Ember. Everyone always just goes, oh, beautiful Amber. And then I sound like an asshole going, actually.
You're like,
because like you don't want to be that guy that goes, actually, it's. But then there's no way of being like, how do you correct someone about a name without being an asshole? Like
okay.
it's almost impossible not to.
What were the nicknames you got growing up?
Man, it was always Ev, but like I can't think. Like this is very like jockish, but like when because I grew up playing hockey my whole life, and that was like my thing. That was like my identity was hockey. So then like people who were friends of mine who didn't play hockey would call me Gretzky just because they were like, that's the hockey player I know. You know what I mean? Or like, just like anything offensive that has to do with hockey or something like that. But like, I didn't have any like weird.
There are none that stuck? Like your friends where they call you like it's probably not okay. It might even not be okay to say on the air.
No, I didn't have any like weird ones.
Can you believe we're on the air?
We're live.
We're live.
We're live on the air. But no. If the broads, if you can't see, I this weekend was at the beach all weekend.
Good for you.
And with Ember, we just had a blast at the beach. That's me and her favorite thing to do.
Did you get a lot of sun?
Got fried.
You got fried? Do you have dry skin right now?
No, I'm lotioned
Evan,
up.
First off, Evan, I have something for you.
What do you have for me?
I got
what
you
is
a
this?
present.
Is this butter?
No, I got you a present. You need to read
Wow,
it.
it says for Evan, my best friend. I love this. If you guys could see, it's wrapped in what kind of looks like a receipt with blue masking tape.
It's actually a notice for an overdue bill for my workers' comp insurance for the gym.
Oh, okay. I love that.
Not that we're struggling, but I told you I'm the king.
No, we're not struggling.
I'm the king of plugs, but if you want to support the gym, you can do so by continuing to buy our Get High in Long Beach merch off the Mr. Green shop.
We didn't even make it 10 minutes in.
Mr. Green shop. Everybody, it's the Getting High in Long Beach stuff.
I love it.
You can support us. We're having a hard time paying bills.
Go climb at his gym. Try that.
So this, not unintentional, this just happened to work out. This is an honest gift for you.
I love this.
But it's also another unintentional plug for the male makeup line that I was mentioning in the previous episode.
Your friend's company.
This is a hydrating serum.
Ooh. How do you, Crete?
Yes. Crete Club.
Crete Club. Ooh, it's very nice.
Yeah.
30-second skincare. I like that.
Short.
And I think that's designed for men because 100% like,
exactly.
No patience over here.
Exactly.
Can I open it up? Can I apply?
Yeah, you absolutely can. I thought you might like it for your head. And then
my head is
these
burned.
Are things I know you care about. I know that you care that it's vegan, cruelty-free, and recyclable.
I do care about that, and that's good, and I like that. There's what hyaluronic
science, dude.
There's science acid in here, and I will say that the acid stuff works well with me.
Works super well. It's counterintuitive to think that it's hydrating, but this acid hydrates.
This acid hydrates.
This shit will make your bald head wet. And then,
if you don't know, I buzz my head, and when I go to the beach, my head fries.
It peels, dude. My whole head has been itching and peeling.
You should see my chest right now. It's just beet red.
From Mexico, it's my head peeling.
Yes. You're like, dude, my dandruff's off the chain.
It's coming out like down through my hairline. It's horrible.
That's the thing is I when you buzz your head, you don't realize. You just go to the beach, you like put the lotion all over your body, and then you walk away and you're like, dude, I am sweating. And like, why? And you're like, touch your head. You're like, oh.
When we went climbing outside, we had spray sunscreen, and I sprayed my head for the first time.
Yeah.
And my buddy, who's actually bald, was like, "Nice, dude. That you got it."
He's like, you figured it out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm applying the serum.
It's apparently like some apple skin stem cells. Some shit like that. I don't know. It's supposed to be good.
Watch, my sunburn goes away in like an hour.
And immediately it looks faded.
I'm already glowing.
You'll love this.
You'll just be so jealous of my skin right now because I'm glowing.
You'll love this.
Thanks for the gift, dude.
You're absolutely welcome.
I appreciate this. Crete Club.
Check this out. It's very hydrating.
Hot stuff
now,
right here.
This is a hardcore
This is a
plug.
heavy plug.
Remember, broads, I'm not being endorsed for this. This is my friend's. This isn't even my friend's company. My friend works for this guy who they're starting the company. But I know them from high school. They're good guys. It's I love this. One of my best friends and ex-roommate whose bachelor party I'll be going to very soon. We're LARPing for his bachelor party, actually. Isn't that fun?
Wow.
Yeah.
I love LARPing.
I'm going to be a mountain ogre bandit.
That is so far beyond anything I would ever do.
It's sick.
Incredible. I respect it. So one of my first of all, this stuff is awesome.
Oh yeah. So wait,
and it's smooth, it hydrates. And we all know old Ev over here is a bit of an old guy, looking old. So look, things have changed a lot, and I've been relying heavily on things like this, and this is exactly what I need.
It's
stem cell extract.
It says some shit about being anti-aging. I thought all of Ember's isms, add those wrinkles, dude. You can,
dude. I'm wrinkle king these days. Every day's a new one. On the head
too, when you have no hair on your head and they get the eyebrows ones, they just keep going.
I'm just going to become a wrinkle, dude. I'm telling you. I'm just a wrinkle king right now. This is going to cure me. I love it.
So, broads, if you're interested in this product for your man, you can use our discount code FRIENDSHIP11 for 11%.
Oh, okay. That's our custom discount code. Friendship11. Crete Club. Friendship11. Go check it out. Club. Man. I love this. Concentrated moisturizer with apple stem cell extract. There we go.
If anyone goes to their Instagram, they literally have like 28 followers.
We're going to build them, baby. Go get these guys. Hook them up. Friendship 11.
Friendship.
All right, broads. Becca and Jess here interrupting the boys to talk to you all about something very important. Summer is the greatest season in the world because it's impossible not to be happy, okay?
I couldn't say anything more true.
It's the best. Like, everyone is automatically in a better mood when the sun is shining. It's just the way it goes. And aside from everyone being happy during summer, there's also loads of fun activities. You know, you could have your beach barbecue, lounge by the pool. I'm getting exciting just thinking about it. If you love summer as much as we do, then you're going to love this summer's FabFitFun box.
Ooh, the best, not gonna lie. Okay. I know we say this every time, but I really do think this season is my favorite box so far. If you aren't a member of FabFitFun, let me explain. FabFitFun's a seasonal subscription box. It's loaded with full-sized beauty, lifestyle, wellness, and home products from the most coveted brands on the market. And if you become a member, your box is 100% customizable. Plus, you get early access to products, free shipping, and first dibs on flash sales. Also, I know Gray. I know Jess is going to tell you right now, but it's fully customizable.
It's fully
like every single, you can choose every single thing in your box.
I know.
It's
the
awesome.
Products included in the box are some of the hottest items and products each season that you'll be obsessed with and you'll save tons of money on versus what you pay for them at the store. This season's box is all about things summer fun. The box has all the products and items you need to make the most out of your summer, like waterproof beach totes. They're so cute. And tie-dye towels, even premium SPF skincare and a wine chiller for those long days at the beach. You have everything you need. Everything you need.
Order your summer box today. Sign up now so you can snag amazing products like the Society 6 wine chiller or the Supergoop sunscreen when you customize. And don't forget to use coupon code CHATTY21 for $10 off your first box at www.fabfitfun.com. Plus, for a limited time only, annual members will receive an extra gift valued at $125 with their purchase while supplies last. It's coupon code CHATTY21 for $10 off your first box at www.fabfitfun.com.
So, broads, I am always down for a snack, like really always.
Oh, yes.
And I have now passed this little habit down to my daughter. We're the snack queens. But that means I'm way more intentional about the kind of snacks I keep around. It has to be equal parts yummy and nutritious. I've been stocking up on all the goods on nuts.com lately. It is a snacker's dream shop.
Okay, don't be fooled by the name. There's so much more than just nuts available. They have a huge variety of things like dried fruit, candies, custom trail mixes, even pantry items like rolled oats and pasta, and so much more. In fact, you have over 4,000 different products to choose from, and the products taste very fresh too. A lot of times with snacks, they taste like something that is made to last on a shelf for months at a time because that's exactly what they're supposed to do. But every item I've purchased on nuts.com tastes as fresh as the stuff from my local farmer's market. Favorite thing is the dried mango, as always, but they also have like little like candied real strawberries.
The white chocolate
and
cashews are unbelievable. And broads, if you like nuts, their nuts are like 10 out of 10. Incredible. Yes. Plus, delivery is super fast. Most orders ship out the same day even. As I said, I'm raising a mini snack queen. She and I are both obsessed with the dried strawberries from nuts.com. Evan won't stop eating the dried mangoes. It's become a problem. I always keep a bag in my purse now, and I have no problem letting Ember eat as many as she wants. They're so delicious. They're nutritious.
There's like wasabi cashews or something. That's so fire. Anyway,
so fire.
New nuts.com customers get free shipping on their first order. When you text Chatty to 64,000, text Chatty to 64,000, you're going to get free shipping on your first order from nuts.com. That's Chatty to 64,000. Terms apply. Available at nuts.com/terms.
But yeah, I fell asleep in the sun, got brutalized.
You never want to do that.
Here's my thing too. I think that I'm this olive skin goddess, and I'm not. Like, I always go to the beach with
But you look great.
But I go to the beach with like a massive ego.
You've recovered well.
Well, thank you. But you can see it even here. You can see the red.
You can see a little bit. You're a little pink.
But I go to the beach with a huge ego every time. I never put sunscreen on, and I just go like, I don't need that shit. And I'll just be like, go for 5 hours. Here's why. My body has a massive delayed response to sunburn. So I will go to the beach for 6 hours, come home, just got a nice bronze. 5 hours later,
no,
it sets in, and I look like a lobster.
And then you can't sleep.
No, I'm sweating everywhere. I'm hot right now. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt at night, by the way, because I am sweating profusely.
Dude, we were reading a meme about excuses for not to have sex, and one of them was, I'm sunburned right now, which I
That's a good one.
I thought was hilarious.
That is a good
I
one.
literally thought about it for like 3 seconds, and I was like, that's actually really
Could you imagine?
extremely reasonable, and everyone can understand and sympathize with it.
You'd have to be so horny. You'd
To
have to be
fuck with- to
losing
have
your
sex with a
mind
sunburn?
horny to be like, I'm willing to just every move I make scream.
Yeah. When it's taut, when you feel like you're gonna rip open.
When you haven't moisture. That's one thing I have learned from many sunburns. The faster you can get super moisturized, the faster you have your chance of not peeling.
Dude, I've had the 2 worst sunburns in my entire life. I have to share. You get one. Which one do you want? They're the 2 worst. You just have to pick one in my
B.
Okay. B is when I was very, very young. I got so sunburned that my back started blistering all over,
Yeah.
filling with water.
Oh my. So it was like 3rd degree burn basically.
And dude, it was crazy. I had like sacks of water in my back was like elevating. It was like crazy.
So
And
you
then
could like poke it and blow it open.
my brother and his friend who lived across the street like poked one, like it popped, and all this stuff like sweat came out of it.
Oh.
They started just poking them all on my back, and the kid's dad was a doctor, and then I had this like skin on my back.
Oh.
Kid's dad was a doctor, and he saw it, and he's like, holy shit, like you just got crazy sunburn, and your body's like trying to hydrate the area.
Oh, that's
by just
what that
like
is, by
drawing
throwing water at it.
into it. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Wow.
Never had anything like that ever again.
That's gnarly.
Hasn't stopped me from not ever getting sunburned again. Because
Right.
I'm with you, dude. I have this syndrome. If I go to the beach, I act like I have the same hubris. But that's because like at one small
What is
point
that?
in my life, I spent a lot of time at the beach and felt like I didn't need sunscreen. So now no matter what,
That's
I'm
what
at
it
that
is.
point in my life. Anytime I walk back to the beach, I'm right. I've been there every day. I never left.
That's what it is. When I was 10, 12, 13, like I was lifeguarding, I was surfing every day, and I never put on sunscreen for like 20 years.
No,
so it
'cause
was
it's
like, and even you just
for
get burned and you
losers.
just like, and when you're young, you heal fast. So it's like a sunburn will last 24 hours.
It's for fucking shoobies who don't go to the beach.
But yet the worst thing that happens in the world is when you go on a vacation and you get fried the first day, and then the consecutive 3 days after that, you're like wearing a t-shirt underneath and you're just like trying not to die, and you're like, I screwed myself.
My surf trip to Mexico when Becca was pregnant with Ruth, day 1, I made
Destroyed.
that mistake. Rookie move. I didn't sunscreen the back of my legs.
And then you're like,
we were
I
in
can't
Mexico
surf.
and literally like lobster red, like that camera stand red. My friends were all crying, laughing at me. And we only had one little bottle of aloe between all of us. And we all had to share it. So it wasn't like I could just get dibs and hog it.
Right.
And then it was just like, but
Brutal.
I was trying to put on so much aloe that eventually it wouldn't even absorb. I was just smearing
create
it
a
around.
small cake,
It
yeah.
was just so hydrated.
Right. I'm so hydrated right now.
Didn't matter, dude. It was like wrinkling. I felt like a turtle, like a tortoise that was red.
I love it. Okay. So today, well, first off,
What are we doing?
First off, we have two things going on.
Oh yeah, geez, we need to go back.
And let me just say this: what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into confessions that the broads sent in, and these are fire. They're fantastic. The claw got him. The confessions were so good. He's choking on the claw.
I did. I choked thinking about the gravity of some of these confessions.
Gravity and the honesty. But first, we need to get into kind of, I would say almost like a press release with a, kind of a bit of, what would you say? What an address?
We're starting beef.
And I think that, Grayston needs to get something off his chest.
Yeah. So I've got, in the last episode, I was going off about how I think ARod is an idiot for cheating on J-Lo.
Right.
Yeah. So the next day, and also I was talking about my friend normalizing makeup for men. Lo and behold, the next day, ARod posts some bullshit about him promoting some brand that's not my friend's brand.
Your friend's friends.
My friend's brand.
Right.
Of him trying to normalize makeup for men and doing this as if like the idea hadn't already existed. Like a real, like a dick, honestly.
Wow.
Without thinking about it. So anyway, it upset me.
Yeah.
It doubly upset me.
So.
And so we're declaring war on ARod for stealing my friend's thunder right before the release of his company, because now everyone's going to think that he's copycatting the company that ARod was promoting.
Strike one.
Strike one. Strike two, which will always be strike three at the same time, is he cheated on J-Lo, which is unforgivable in so many ways.
That's strike 20.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You cheat on a national treasure. You disrespect
That's
the eighth wonder of the world.
literally.
How dare you?
She played Jiggly, dude.
You played Jiggly with Gigli.
Gigli. How do you say it?
I think it's Gigli.
Gigli.
I don't think it's Jiggly.
You know, Becca got so mad at me. She's like, "You're an idiot." The movie where you guys were trying to figure out what the movie was called when J-Lo plays a maid is called Maid in Manhattan.
Oh, well, that one.
We
Yeah,
were
that's
like,
Made in Manhattan.
What's the movie where she's in the city playing a maid?
No, but Gigli's the one with Ben Affleck.
Gigli. Is that the movie they fell in love on?
I think so. So basically, all boiling down to is, listen here, ARod.
We don't appreciate it.
We don't appreciate. Listen, man, you might be a billionaire, superstar, super athlete. Sure. Mm-hmm. You may own massive houses and incredible yachts and be one of the most recognizable sports stars to ever live. Sure. But let me tell you this. Sure. You cheated on a national treasure.
A national treasure.
You broke our hearts.
You did.
You broke our hearts.
You broke our hearts.
her hearts. You broke our hearts.
You were all of our envy, and then you took the dream that we all had, and you filled it. You put it in a bag full of shit and stepped on it and lit it on fire, and then never even stepped on it to put it out. You just let it burn. Dude.
You let it burn the house down.
You let it burn you let it burn the neighborhood down.
But way more than that. Way more than that.
Way more. You
is
supported
that you. Listen here, ARod. You supported / promoted a men's concealer line, knowing full well that Gray's friend's friend also has a concealer line that we talked about the day
that
before
we talked about.
You put yours out. And sure, maybe you shot those pictures well in advance of us knowing about that. But listen, man, the fact that you didn't consult us.
You should have known better. You should have known better. This is a company. This is a friendship-based company.
They say
friends of friends of friends.
Listen, man, when one goes to war, we all go to war.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't even know his friend's friend, but I'm willing to die for him.
But Evan's my friend.
Exactly.
And that's how
Best
it works.
friend, according to
that's
the
how it
gift.
works. And last I checked, you just lost all your friends when you cheated on J-Lo.
Last time I checked. So anyway, warning shots fired. Be aware.
Beware.
We're coming for you, ARod. Okay. Now that the dust, now that we can.
I was nervous
breathe.
about that.
I was nervous too. I'm still nervous. I don't know what the backlash is going to be.
I'm a little bit nervous.
ARod stands. Fuck with us, bro. You think
For
you
real.
have? You think
What
you have
is
the
that?
firepower?
What is ARod stance?
Well, like people who stand with ARod.
Isn't Rod his last name?
Yeah, Rodriguez, right?
His real? Oh, I thought it was just his ARod.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a Rod, baby.
He dropped the Riguez.
I think it's Rodriguez, Alex Rodriguez.
It is definitely Alex
Right.
Rodriguez.
Because at this point, he's just ARod.
That's what I'm saying. He's
Right,
just
right, right.
literally A.Rod.
A.Rod. Okay, so these confessions are fire. You broads came
yes,
through with the
yes.
heat.
Yes.
So we're going to do this by just reading them back and forth. I'm going to read one to him. He's going to read one to me, and we're just going to riff and talk about them. The few that I've seen are just absolute fire. And I love you guys, and I love your incredible stories and your amazing confessions, and y'all are freaks, and I love it.
Okay, so my only request is that you read the number of the one you read so I can avoid any of the ones around there. So
Got it.
You can I can guarantee surprise for you.
Got it. Okay, got it. All right. Want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to jump right in. Oh, this is good. 8. I've hooked up with most of my brother's friends, and he has no idea. That's a good one.
That hits so close to home.
Do you have a girl hooked up with your friends?
I definitely have friends with sisters that
You have
those brothers don't have the
any
full
idea
story.
that all the homies have...
And then I also have friends with sisters who know the full story. It's interesting dynamics.
So what do? You tell him?
No, I mean,
If you're the sister.
I
And
don't know.
Jake and Caleb and Seth and and Craig, they all cruise over for the Thursday night bonfire.
And there's a competition.
And you know that you've hooked up with every one of them. And your
She's
brother's
hooked up.
just like, man, my sister's the best. She's such a friend. My sister loves hanging out with the friends.
No, it was so right, dude. Like she's so cool, and all her friends like hanging out with them too.
Yeah, right. All my friends, everyone knows my sister.
He's like, all right, guys, I'm going to bed. This
Yeah,
was
you guys
so
hang
much
out.
fun.
My sister's so chill.
We're gonna have pancakes in the morning, but I'm going to bed. You guys all hang out. Okay, peace.
Here's the problem to me. I don't think it's on her to tell. I think it's weird that all his friends have not told him. Right?
High school boys, dude.
But isn't
What
it
are you
weird to
gonna
like hang
do?
out with your friend every day and then like all of your friends have hooked
Well,
up
so
with his
that's what-
sister and not bring it up every time she walks in the room? It's like, hey guys.
So that's what I think it's interesting in the way that you think of that friend.
That's what I mean.
Because you have the friend who you're gonna tell, like, dude, I have this confession.
Yeah, I have to tell you.
How's the Usher song go? What?
Oh yeah, I don't remember.
These are my confessions.
So what do you do?
As the sister,
I guess as the sister.
do you
let's
respect
start-
your brother?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, then I also don't know if you tell him or not.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of
Because
like
it could also be very disrespectful to your brother to be like in a fight and just be like, yeah, well, I slept with all your best friends and none of them told you. So what does that
Yeah.
make you think about how they think about you?
I think it's more.
Brother?
Yeah, bro. I think it's more on the friends. I think it shows like, hey man, you can't trust these friends because like these could be the friends that you're like telling secrets to or telling your like your life struggles to, and they're just like literally having sex with your sister and not telling you. For me, it's no problem that either people had sex with each other. It's just that no one's told him.
So did you have a friend that was like this?
My sister was not that type of person. My sister.
You have a sister. I don't have a
My
sister.
sister
I have
was
an older
very
brother.
much my sister was like studying
What's
and
your
like
thoughts on
boys
this?
were not even in the
Would
galaxy.
you want to know? Would you want to know?
It's hard to even relate. Like,
Is it though?
my
you
sister
just imagine.
was so not
Just
that person.
stretch your mind a little bit. Open up to this concept.
Again, for me, I wouldn't blame my sister. I would blame my friends. I'd be like, you guys are sleeping with my sister and not telling me, and like I'm supposed to be able to trust you with everything. And like
Dicks.
I'd be like, you freaking d-holes.
Why are you guys making me go through this?
Stop making love to my sister.
Love. They're
They're
making sweet, passionate love to your sister.
So I like go, hey, sister, you know what? If you want to have fun in life, go for it. It's my boys who are like not being honest with me. I don't need, my sister has no loyalty to me when it comes to honesty. Like I don't use my sister as like, You know what I'm saying? Like, my sister is my sister. Like, I don't tell my sister my deep, darkest issues in life. Like, my sister doesn't tell me her issues with boyfriends and stuff. That's her business. But my boys, that's messed up.
So I never hooked up with my friends' sisters because I thought that was kind of fucked up.
Okay.
But all my friends did.
Yeah.
And every time we always thought it was funny.
Well, it is funny, but it's also like unfortunate for the guy.
But even I was trying to think of like, was it funny when it was so-and-so's sister and no one like ever told him? It was just like sort of like everyone else knew. And if he found out whatever, there was like never an apology. And then there was also our other friend where it was like, this group of friends was wildly different. Like they would just tell him the next day and he would be like, oh, like, fuck you guys.
Okay. Well, that's
like
cool,
kind of
then.
a thing. But then like, I remember visiting this group of friends after college and like they wouldn't shut the bathroom door. They had an apartment. They all had an apartment together, but no one closed the bathroom door. They would all take shits with the door open.
Oh, that's gnarly.
And if one of them was peeing, the other guys would come in and they'd all come in and they'd go, oh my God, you have to come in here and look at this. It's huge. And they would
it was like a whole thing.
It was a whole thing. I remember I landed there. I was like, what in the world is going on? This is what 4 years did to everybody.
This frat house.
It was hilarious.
It's
But
the frat house.
none of us were in frats. Not one of us. We were all in small liberal arts colleges that didn't even have Greek systems.
I think every 21-year-old is in a frat house, whether
In
they're actually
one way or
one
another.
or in their mind. It's just frat life. It's just a mentality of like personal care, 0%. Horniness, 120%.
Washing your sheets
0%.
never happened.
And then just like the hunt for like a girl to like you. You know, a hunt for like a girl or anyone you're interested in to like you as a guy and you're at 21 is literally just like, I don't care about the way I look. I don't care about taking care of myself. I'm just like, how do I get a girl to like me?
Everyone,
You know, or like, how do I deal with that? That's like your just life. So I actually don't. If this person's young, if this person's like 20, everyone's just so out of their mind at 20. I almost just look at it like a wash because it is just like, dude, you're just out of your mind at 20.
any 20-year-old who doesn't dress like Kevin Federline, I do not trust.
Especially when we were 20.
Yeah. If you didn't dress like you just woke up out of bed, like what are you, and you're 20 years old, like I do not trust you.
If you're sitting in front of the mirror for a long time and 20, something's
You're
off.
far too put together.
You're far too. We're animals.
Yeah. You have like direction.
Okay, now let's
That frightens
do a
me.
quick switch up on this. They're in their 30s.
And they still dress like Kevin Federline?
That's that's what I want to get at. No, this dynamic, because this dynamic feels very 20-year-old, 18, 19, 20,
This feels
21.
like 15 and 16.
But that's what I'm saying. It feels very high school, early college, kind of like, oh, we hooked up with a sister. What if you're in your 30s and this happened? That's a way different problem.
Well, yeah, because then you're like talking about like, how serious are you about this?
No.
Oh.
She's hooked up with all the friends. This
Oh.
isn't like I'm dating your sister.
Oh,
This is
this
like, yo, Joey, Kevin, whatever. They've all hooked up with your sister.
And now they're 30. Are they still doing it?
I'm saying it happened in the 30s.
In the 30s.
That's a whole different dynamic there.
It's a whole different ball game.
Because now you're really like, I can't trust these guys.
Kind of, except everyone's still like they're all still 16 in their heads.
Yeah, I guess. It is funny though.
Some of my friends, dude, most of my friends aren't doing anything different.
I can't tell if
No matter how successful they are,
it's still just
when
the
they're
same.
not doing their job, they're doing the same fucking shit they did at 16. They're just like getting high, building models. Painting fucking, dude, my friends are just sitting
Models.
like, my friends are all sitting in like Discord chats, fucking painting Warhammer figurines.
I love how
They're even
I
regressing.
love how different our
They're
friend
not
groups are.
even doing shit that they did at 16. They're doing shit they did at like 14 before they got high for the first time.
Right. I love how different our friend groups are. It's my favorite thing. I love
yeah.
hearing about your friend groups and you hearing about mine because it just could not be on more polar opposites of the world.
Do you want to hear more about our LARPing plan?
Oh my God.
It's culminating in a Knight's Tale themed tournament of strength.
I don't understand any word you just said.
You've never seen a Knight's Tale?
I think
You have been
It's a
tried and you
movie?
have been found wanting?
It's a movie, right?
Yeah, with the Australian dude, Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah, I've seen it at some point. Sure.
Yeah, Evan.
Those features a tournament of strength or whatever. That's fucking awesome. So it's funny. One of my best friends is a big D&D guy. He likes games hard,
huge.
and it's so funny because it's like the second he starts talking about this stuff, I just have no idea what he's talking about.
You're missing out. There's a whole world, dude. There are many worlds that don't exist anywhere else but in our minds, and they're incredible.
Let me explain to you what happened.
Okay.
Here's what happened to me. I used to be a very imaginative kid. Loved all the fantasy stuff. Big into like sci-fi when I was young, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just loved all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what happened to me. Mm-hmm. My father is a 0.0000% imagination person. Like he literally doesn't have one. Like it's like his brain doesn't understand why you would have one. It looks at it like it's a waste of time. So I remember this thing. I walked up to my dad. I was reading this book, random book about pirates. I was probably 8. I was obsessed with it. But this guy captured this boat, and there was gold at the bottom of the boat. He discovered it. And the author says the amount of gold found at the boat was the equivalent of modern day, like $1 billion or $50 million. Which, to an 8-year-old especially is endless money. It's huge.
Yeah, no, we're talking serious money now. Everything else is play money.
We're talking major. We're talking major capital.
Now you're talking. Now you have my attention.
Hey, keep talking.
Yeah.
Okay. So I go, Dad, you gotta hear this. He goes, well, what are you reading? I'm like, oh, it's whatever, the tale of whatever. This pirate captured this boat and found gold coins that were worth $50 million. And he looks at me and he goes, what is that book? I go, show you. Here it is. He goes, is that fiction? And I go, yeah. He goes, could have been $1 billion, and then walked away. And I never read like a fiction book again because that was like it was literally it was. You were like, this is just so I was a soft, clay, and he literally just put me in the oven and just said and cooked that into my brain, and it was like I never looked at it the same. I was like, holy shit,
could have been.
You're right, and I just could never read fiction. Like ever since then, I just was like, this is all fucking bullshit. Even though I want it, there are these moments, and I can still watch movies and really enjoy them, but that's why I can't get super into it. Like, I can't get really into Marvel because it looks too fantastical to where my brain like just remembers my dad saying like, that's all bullshit anyways. It could have been 1 trillion Iron Men. Yeah, and then my brain just goes, my
dad's a writer. My dad spends all day writing fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Very different.
I love it and I want it, but it's like, when something's been like ruined for you.
So you don't like Lord of the Rings?
I love it. You don't
ever want to pretend to be Aragorn?
But that's the thing.
So
that's the thing. It's like, that's where I stop because I go, that's where my brain has been like, I can still have enough in me to where I can watch the film and enjoy it. But but like anything more than that, it's not.
How do you envision all of us when I describe this to you? Just like a bunch of happy-go-lucky, just like,
I envision grown men online purchasing outfits.
Oh yes, dude.
Which so for me already is incredible because it's like you're going through a lot of work to get it going.
I have a fucking cape with like fur epaulets. And
I mean, again, I don't know what you're even talking about. Epaulette, what is that?
Epaulette is a feature. It's a decoration on a. Well, in this instance, it happens to be on the cape, but it's on the shoulders.
Okay.
And it's like a big furry feature.
Okay.
With like a skull on it.
Okay.
I have those on.
How much does something like this run?
My shoulders. Well, I mean, this is like some bullshit LARPing outfit off of Amazon, so it's like $30.
It's not high end, but people get probably very serious.
It's got a chain that connects it here.
Oh, okay, like an old cape, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
like a barbarian, like a warlord barbarian.
Okay,
and so I'm not going to wear a shirt, but then I also have a shoulder. This is just the cape. This is just donning a cape because they're dramatic and they're cool.
And you saying instead of saying wearing.
No, you do not wear a cape.
You say donning?
I mean,
which is it's lingo. It's like saying, it's like you exposed yourself as someone who knows what the fuck you're talking about. I would have tried to infiltrate your friend group and said where, and they would have been like, this guy out of here.
So like you couldn't don a cape with that attitude.
That's what I'm saying.
The cape would just envelop you.
The cape would wear me.
That's not what you want. You'd be like a toddler in a bed sheet.
100%.
So I also have a shoulder guard thing that's like it's only an armor on
like
one
a shield
shoulder.
like I've seen those. I've seen that.
You know in the Gladiator
There's
how
one.
Russell Crowe just has one
Yep.
on his shoulder. It's
It's like
the
the
other
guard
one's
hand,
bare.
the guard hand or whatever. Yeah.
It's, whatever it is, it's fucking tight and it
Sick.
makes you look badass. So I have that with just some straps going across my chest, and then I'm gonna paint my whole body green
Okay.
because I'm an orc.
Okay, I know what an orc is from
I got some
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I have some, but I'm a green orc, not a black orc.
Okay.
Just because I happen to be green, and then we got fangs, like teeth to go in here, so I'll have like a big old underbite, like her.
Oh, okay, almost like ogre-ish.
Yeah, that's what. I'm sorry. I apologize, everyone. I'm an ogre.
Oh, okay. What's
It's this little. I said it earlier that I was an ogre, and then I fucked it all up. I couldn't think of the word.
Okay, I got you.
So,
I
yeah,
got you.
me. You got me.
Maybe I'm
And
not as
then,
far as I think I am.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of. Oh, I have elf ear tips, so I'll have pointy ears.
Okay.
And we're supposed to stay in costume of some sort.
Sure.
For the majority, this will only be for this. Like we're gonna raid there's a storyline that my friends wrote.
Okay.
Sort of walking my friend through the woods, and he stops at like a medicine, like an old like gypsy wanderer like crosses his path, and they have to trade. This happens in a lot of fantasy books. A tinker, and he basically sets him on some quest for some sort of like mystical herb. Will most likely be drugs. At this point, my friend will probably be taking psychedelics.
Okay, so you'll be taking actual herbs. Got it. Okay, cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Though. I fuck with that. I think that's cool if you're actually like taking drugs, so then you're actually tripping. It's like you're actually.
But
that's
he has
very
no
realistic in
idea
the
what's
mission.
going to happen to him. And so at some point, I forget what all happens in the story. But at one point, me and like about 4 of my friends will all be dressed like this.
Where are you doing this?
Various types of ogre. We have a 40-acre Airbnb up in Big Bear.
Got it. Okay, so at least it's a closed ground. You're not going to be like running. There's not going to be a kid learning how to like ride his bike with training wheels, and you're going to be like avoiding him.
On a bunch of guys dressed as
But yeah, like just like a sweet family doing a picnic, and you're like jumping over them.
30-year-old men dressed as ogres and fucking.
That's what I mean, though, because you need a lot of room to do this.
I don't know what exactly. It's TBD.
I mean, it's mystical herbs.
Multiple things. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
We are going to blow shofars. This is what I'm most excited about. We're going to blow shofars like and just fucking charge down and basically bludgeon our friend in a raid.
Bludgeoned.
Yeah, foam shit. But we're trying to,
You get a little heavy with
trying to
it.
wreck him a little bit.
Okay, got it.
And then scamper off, and then later we'll have themed festivities. But the feats of strength will be like bicycle jousting, dueling.
How many people?
About 18 of us.
Okay.
It's a tournament.
It's a tournament of
It's
thieves.
a tourney, as they say. A tourney.
A tournament.
I'll see you at the tourney.
Bring a chair.
Yeah, we'll have a bunch of drinking games at the tourney. We'll have a big old beef stew.
So you know what I have
shit.
done that is similar to this? Mm-hmm. I have been to medieval times.
Oh, so I love medieval times.
Okay, so I've been in medieval times. I've eaten the chicken bone with my hands, and bring a cheer for the white knight, and they come, you know what I mean? So I've been there. So I've sensed it.
We got talked to by the manager of medieval times when we were all in high school, because we all had fake IDs when we were in high school. So we went to medieval times. We'd get
the wine.
We'd get drunk as shit in medieval times. It'd be like super rowdy, rooting on like the Green Knight.
Got it. No, that probably wasn't real enough, though. I would imagine that this is too commercial.
Okay, broads, we're back to interrupt again. Let's be honest for a second. We all know that when you purchase a luxury clothing or home item, you pay a premium for the label, not for the product, right? For example, I've seen a pair of popular rubber sandals by a luxury designer all over Instagram lately, and the retail cost is $500. Okay.
For rubber sandals. Oh my God.
We all know those materials did not cost that much money. So why are we paying that markup? If you're saying it's because there's not another option, then listen up, because we've got to tell you all about Quince.
Okay. Oh my God. If you guys were wondering, I posted a photo of me and Grayston a couple weeks ago. I was wearing like an all white little linen set.
Yes.
This is where it was from, broads. I'm finally letting you in on this secret. Yeah, love them. They connect you directly with factories that make the world's leading luxury brands, so you can get the most in-demand products on the market for half of the price. Everything comes 100% from the factory directly, which means not only are you not paying the 8 to 10 times markup that luxury retailers usually put on their products, sometimes even more, you're also not paying any markup at all. I was blown away. I was like, oh, wait. We're talking like organic linen, whatever, for like...
Yes.
Less than $50?
Yes.
What the heck? The quality is guaranteed on all the products. And I got to tell you, from what I've seen so far, From what I've worn so far, these items all live up to the branded and much more expensive versions of the same product.
Oh, broads, what I ended up getting is I got the waffle duvet set and the pillows, and it is incredible. Luxury, okay? Quince has so many amazing products to browse, everything from silk loungewear to Italian bags to hotel quality Turkish bathrobes. I mean, if you want it, Quince has it, and it's at half the price you'd pay in store. And if you aren't completely satisfied with your purchase, you can return it hassle-free for a full year.
To get 50 to 80% off top-of-the-line clothing and home goods plus free shipping, text BROADS to 64,000. Text BROADS to 64,000. Terms apply. Available at onequince.com/terms. Text BROADS to 64,000.
I am so excited to tell you about this amazing self-care special treat. Listen, you know, over here at Chatty Broads, we are big fans of CBD. Well, I have a new favorite to tell you about, and that is Happy Dance, a premium CBD skincare from Kristen Bell. Yes, Kristen Bell, the queen. Woo.
Oh, it is good. Okay, everything about it is good. From the feel to the scent to the aesthetic. What does Happy Dance feel like, you may ask? Well, for me, it's like rubbing a sense of it's going to be okay right into your skin, which I think everyone needs. Happy Dance has a whipped CBD body butter. Whipped CBD body butter. Does that make you just want to like rub that all over your body right now?
Yeah, baby.
An ultra calming CBD bath bomb and a multi-purpose CBD coconut melt. Oh my God, I love all of those names. And Happy Dance products are made with only the highest quality CBD and premium ingredients. And if they wouldn't use it on their own mothers, they wouldn't put it in Happy Dance.
That's right. That's right. And like I said, we are huge CBD fans over here. But I don't know. Happy Dance is just different. I am absolutely obsessed. It's become my go-to after I've had a day. Okay, it's like my little safe place. Using that whipped body butter, throwing a CBD bath bomb into my bath makes it 10 times more amazing. And Broads, the CBD coconut melt is incredible. It has so many different ways to apply it. I use it after a long day in the sun. I use it to remove my makeup. I use it as a hair mask. Yes, it's incredible. It works so well. I love it. And I don't know, knowing it's Kristen Bell's company, who I'm a huge fan of, just makes that even more special because when I use it, I just feel like I'm her best friend. You know, that's what we're doing together. We're using our CBD Happy Dance together. You will love it. Also, side note, great gift idea because like Becca and I said, the packaging is so cute.
And right now, Chatty Broad listeners get 15% off their first Happy Dance order, but only when you go to doahappydance.com/chatty. That's 15% off your first order of Happy Dance CBD skincare at doahappydance.com/chatty.
doahappydance.com/chatty. That
That's
tells
a
you
cute name.
It tells you everything you need to know about this product, Broads. Go check out Happy Dance/chatty. That
That's
tells
a
you
cute name.
It tells you everything you need to know about this product, Broads. Go check out Happy Dance.
Very recently for a birthday, we rented a big party bus, and it was for my birthday. And this is while Becca was pregnant with Ruth, and we went down to the pirate version of medieval times.
There's like a knockoff.
We were like, I was like 29. And we all took acid and went down to this thing.
And it's just you sitting next to like 5-year-olds.
Becca didn't, everyone. Becca didn't. It terrifies her. But
you guys, 30-year-olds on acid next to children.
yes, that was very unexpected. We were also the last people. It wasn't like entirely unexpected. I shouldn't say that, but it was the crowd at medieval times. Like you do get some people there.
Yeah, there
like,
are
let's
kind of
just go throw
rowdier.
down. The pirate one is 100%
Children.
different. Yeah.
Well, it's probably less. Because I've never even heard of it. It's probably much less of a production, much
It
less
was
money
still-
because it's like not as high end, right?
It was still sick because it's cheering based. So like there's crowd sections that affect
Got it.
it. So you've got like, dude, and like my friends all get wrapped up into this shit. They do not care. We'll be sitting across from like a table of like 27-year-olds and it'll be like out scream those 7-year-olds. And like everyone.
27-year-olds, not 27-year-olds.
No, 20 individual 7-year-old children.
And you will be like,
and their
it's
parents.
on.
And not just my friends, their wives.
Oh, these are married people.
Yes. And they're like, no fucking way are we going to get out screened by these children. Yeah, they should fucking show up, dude.
Wow.
Support. Friendship 11.
Friendship 11. Shout out to Crete Club. I will say this just boggles my mind because I am so fascinated by it. I have no judgment of it. It's purely fascination.
It's
pure fascination because I imagine the getting drunk and going to a place where there's children and being kind of rowdy, being like, oh, we're gonna go to like a putt place where they're like little, and you're like being just crazy or whatever. I get that, but to be with because now it's a spectacle. But now you're gonna be with the boys, renting an Airbnb in gear, prepping, and then you turn your voice on. Obviously, right? You're gonna, I'm having none of this, and then I'm the ogre, right? And then like the other guy's like, I'm the prince of whatever, and like everyone's got voices, right? Like you're playing into it.
Mm-hmm. You gotta find your motivation.
You gotta find your motivation. You gotta find your character. And then, are these kind of theater people?
No.
Wow. Okay.
No, absolutely not.
No theater. Because I even imagine
not.
There's like, oh, I've always acted, so I'm kind of doing this role. But it's like,
no.
This is pure. So here's my last question, because I want to get in more of these confessions. My last question is, how into it are you mentally? How much of it's like we're fucking around and this is just funny, and like it's more about being funny, but how real is it to you? Like how much are you just like, I'm actually kind of feeling badass right now, and I'm kind of feeling like I'm kind of getting lost in that fact that I actually feel like an ogre.
None of us have ever LARPed.
Oh, okay. So this is just
this.
Okay.
We all just played Dungeons and Dragons and
it's just a
Warhammer
fun
and
thing.
Magic, and like all would watch Lord of the Rings at the drop of a hat. We'll like debate lore, kind of a thing.
What
like
is lore?
Lore would be like so like there's the Lord of the Rings, and then there's this book called the Silmarillion, which expands on all of the beliefs and like concepts that create Middle Earth. So like Middle Earth, what is Middle Earth in the place and time of the universe that Middle Earth exists in?
What? Oh! You're saying just like the timeline?
Yeah.
Got
so
it.
like Tolkien, like he created full languages,
to
support this, and you just get tidbits of them. The Silmarillion explains like the god structure.
So that's lore. Lore is like the breakdown.
It's this giant book that starts off with like, first there was sound.
Okay. So it's almost like Genesis. It's like the Old Testament.
Bible. Oh, and it's written like that.
Wow. Which makes sense, right? Okay.
It's wild.
So lore is like doctrine.
Yes.
Got it.
And so like Warhammer has lore. D&D has like...
Right. It's like religion.
Yeah.
It's like that's the doctrine of the Mormon faith, of the Christian faith, of the Catholics. It kind
like
of breaks you down.
Things of like when people are like, who's stronger? Like who would win in a fight? Like the Flash or Batman? And you like break down everything you know about them from like from the universe set out in DC. Like, what do you know? I can't believe I led with DC over Marvel.
DC over Marvel. See, I fuck with DC way more over Marvel because DC feels more realistic to me. When I watch those movies, I go, I can kind of get behind this.
The quality thing DC has going for itself is Batman.
Sure.
And Superman until you turn 9 and realize Batman's way sicker.
Sicker? Okay. Yeah. All right.
Batman's so tight. Gadgets, dude. He's like go gadget.
He's like a rich trust fund kid that like is strong.
Yeah.
I like
who would win in a fight, Go Gadget or Batman?
Don't know who Go Gadget is.
You don't know who Go Gadget is?
No. But
he's
Batman
an inspector. He's an inspector. He has
Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget. Oh yeah, he says
Inspector Gadget. Batman.
But he just says Go Gadget finger. Like
that's what I mean. Like Go Gadget would be good at would be good at like cracking a safe.
Yeah, but Batman doesn't have a fucking helicopter built into his hand.
It's true, but Batman has like massive guns.
Batman has like, he's a billionaire. It'd be like ARod if he decided to get really mad at us.
Exactly. Who can be this? ARod or us? It's like us.
If he decides to be that petty.
Us with the broads, we win.
Yeah, but also I'd be like, ARod, it's not my fault you made the choices that you made. You decided to support the wrong company. And once again.
Which is his biggest failure.
Yeah, but because that's just a failure. The other one is a catastrophe.
And that's on him.
He didn't just, okay, let's just put it this way. I'm still getting, he wasn't just dating J-Lo.
Were they married?
Were they?
I don't know.
We should.
You were really hoping I would pick that up. He set me up. He goes, I'm setting Evan up, and Evan doesn't know. And he goes, he wasn't just dating. Pick me up, Evan.
Is it hot?
I don't know.
Is it hot? Are you hot? Is your sunburn transferring to me?
He was just hoping I knew.
Do you have any more? Is this empty?
You got you right here, bro. The black cherry.
More.
All right, next question.
Claw. Oh yeah, okay. Let's let's
That is
shock
hilarious.
you.
I do love that. You know what's worst of all? What? I don't know. You tell me.
Okay, so this isn't the one that I was going to go with.
Okay.
The one that I was going to go with, I thought was going to be, it reminded me of something you and Jess would probably do.
Okay.
This is not something I think you guys would do. 27.
Okay.
One time I fucked a priest and it was the kinkiest sex of my life.
Okay. You know what's really interesting about this? This is actually so recent. My grandfather died a couple weeks ago. And we went to his funeral, and it was the same. It was the same priest that when my grandma died. So my grandma was very Catholic. She was very religious, and so she loved like Catholicism and just going to church all the time and stuff. So they did both of their funerals at the same church with the same priest, and the priest is there. And he's this old guy, funny and cool, but he was doing like a message basically. He was talking about marriage and how you should be as a person and whatever. And I just thought to myself, like, why am I taking advantage? Why am I taking lessons from an old unmarried virgin guy about how I should live my life and how my marriage should go? And I just thought to myself, like, this is a bizarre, what world am I living in?
Right?
It'd be like if I was in rehab and the guy leading the rehab had never gotten high and never even drank a beer. I'd be a little bit
idea.
like,
Why
this
do you
is
think
interesting why I'm listening to this guy about how my marriage should go. But then I also thought about this. I thought, if this person is like pure of heart and they strictly just want to be a priest for like all the right reasons, let's just say that's the case, I could totally see him being like epic in bed, because there's this level of like, I have spent so much time talking to couples and women and all these things where it's like, I really know what women want, because I'm nonstop talking to women and seeing problematic marriages and figuring out what is the problem and seeing women's desires constantly being unfulfilled. So when the moment strikes, I could imagine maybe a monster in the sack.
Maybe. You know what made me think about this? This is going... Have you ever seen Revenge of the Nerds?
At some point, but
Like
I couldn't recall
Like if it was
it.
ever on Comedy Central.
Sure,
like late night
sure.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, I have, but it's just been...
There's a scene at the end of the movie where the hot cheerleader hooks up with the nerd who's had a crush on her all the time. And you know, she's always been dating the jock. And they have sex and she's like, oh my God, that was the best sex of my entire life. And he's like, well, yeah, what'd you expect? He's like, all the jocks are thinking about all day is sports. And he's like, all I'm thinking about all day is sex.
Yes.
And he's like, you know, who do you think?
Think about...
Whatever. And that shit blew my mind at like 13 years old. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. I think 100%.
Oh my God.
And priests don't start old. Like, they start kind of young. They're like in their 20s and they're going to like all this stuff. Also, think about this. A hot priest. How fascinating to someone. Like, priest, in your brain, you just think like old guy,
Can't have it.
uninteresting.
Can't even touch it.
But you see like this like 10 out of 10 priest, and he's sitting there like bowing and he's just praying and he's just an absolute smoke show. And you're just like looking at this guy and he's like smoking hot guy. And you're like, but he's like, he said that like sex, I'm so in control of myself that I'm willing to give up sex, that you're just like, it's mystifying. And you're just looking at that guy going like, what is that guy?
Oh my God. Okay, so I wish we had the time for this, but I would love to have like a recurring storyline about the 10 out of 10 priest.
Hot priest.
Like if we were writing, mostly you, because this is your character. But
Okay.
I could give a little, I've got ideas. I could give a little idea.
The idea guy. As Gray refers to himself, I'm the idea guy. He can tap me like a well.
I've got them.
It's outward.
come
It's
to me.
always pouring out.
I don't know where they come from, but they do come.
I mean, listen, Kanye West, who knows where his songs come
Who
from?
knows?
Jay-Z,
But
ARod.
he has them when others don't. Some people's properties have wells, others do not.
Others are dry.
So some people are just tapped into the idea stream.
I love it.
So I have a
All right,
loose connection.
let's build the character
okay,
more.
Anyway, I'm thinking we could. I was turned on by your description of the 10.
That's
out of
what
10
I'm
priest.
saying.
I think the broads would appreciate an update on the priest future if we have the time. If we could do it, does he have an accent?
Oh, yeah, he's Scottish.
Oh,
You
I
know what
wasn't
I mean?
expecting that.
He's he's in America though.
So we're thinking like James Bond, Sean Connery as a priest.
Super handsome, and you can see
but
underneath
younger,
his robe.
even younger.
He's shredded.
Yeah.
So he's like he covers his body, but
He has
you know
really
it's
nice
just
collarbones, doesn't he?
chiseled.
Yeah. What is that? What is that? Do girls like collarbones?
You mean traps?
Well, those are the things that
actual
are
bones
above.
right here?
They grow on your collarbone.
You mean the
Yeah,
bone
the
right
bones
here?
right here.
I think so.
They like them on
don't
themselves.
think they don't
I know
like 'em.
that. I know that. There's something like Becca will be like, oh, she has a really nice collarbone.
Sure. So this guy, you could see underneath the robe the shape of just an absolute chiseled specimen,
Yeah.
and he's sitting there and he's just like mysterious. He's
Like
like
a
Johnny Depp.
man-
He's like Johnny Depp.
Like
with
a small demigod worshiping a larger god.
exactly.
Yeah.
But there's just something so majestic.
Like a Hercules,
100%.
but a man of the cloth Hercules.
And you actually
And
probably
not
think
in an off-putting way. Like everyone's attracted to this guy.
unbelievable. And then
has a
in your brain you go, this guy actually probably had sex with like 1,000 women and then decided, I don't
That he was over it.
want that life. I want a life of humility.
There's a
So
book.
he has the experience.
There's a book like this actually, unfortunately, by Herman Hesse. Sorry to steal your thunder on that, but it is about a
Damn.
guy who goes on a European sexcapade, and then he eventually returns. He was orphaned and left on the doorstep of a of a monastery, German monastery, around the time right before the bubonic plague. And when he's like 16, he's seduced by the local farm girl. And then he comes back with this shame, and he confesses to his friend, and his friend's like, you should not become a man of the cloth with this weighing on you. He's like, you should go out and explore the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you have done that and then decide that you want to turn your back on the world, your vow to take the cloth will mean that much more.
Whoa.
So he was also like,
Okay.
just go out and fucking live life and party and rage for a little bit and then come back. I don't know why I can't think of the name, but it's by Herman Hesse.
Herman Hesse. I know the name.
He
but
wrote Damien, really good friend, best friends with Carl Jung.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got it. I'm trying to find another one here.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
All right. That's too good.
I
just
told
rip
my
it.
husband we got pregnant on birth control, but I stopped taking it because I wanted a baby. Oh my God. I felt that one deep in my butt.
You're like, I just pooped myself.
Really?
We're going to take a break because we have to clean the couch because Gray shit the couch.
When you have a feeling that like it
You're like, and it has nothing to do with my personal story. This is all just me feeling for these people.
It like, dude, it like dropped down.
You're like, this is what I feel about my life. I know she's been lying.
It dropped. It didn't go through its natural. It's like dropped down out my butt through the. It's gone through the universe.
I feel
dude.
it, and that's in me now.
It's just traveling.
I
It's
feel the
looped.
energy.
It's looped the universe. Is that even
Oh
possible?
my gosh, what a confession. Thank you for that, by the way.
Fuck.
We appreciate your anonymous transparency for our
God.
absolute wow. I mean, I would say never tell him.
Never.
You got that. You die with that.
I'm finding him.
Wouldn't you say you die with that? Before we move on to this one, let's discuss this one for a second. Wouldn't you say you have to go to the grave with that one?
Yes.
I mean, you
Yes.
have to
You
go to the
can't.
grave.
You can't.
Unless he's like, oh
You
my God, this
can't
is the
not.
best thing ever. But even still, it's like,
No,
that's
because
life sabotage.
I'm a petty butthole, so I don't want to know that. That's the like.
He could use that against you for the rest of your
ignorance is
life.
fucking bliss, and he has a miracle baby right now, and you're just gonna take it away from him and replace it with lies.
Sabotage baby.
Yeah,
Entrapment
a
baby.
selfish baby.
It's a straight
If
up,
that's even
it's
possible.
an entrapment baby.
And I'm because it changes, but yes, it is an entrapment baby. Although if you've
Wow.
already had a baby, like
Much
if
less of a
Becca did
thing.
that to me right now, I'd be like, this was a selfish move on your part. Oh my God. These are some of these. This one is hilarious to me.
Hit me.
4 years later, my mom still thinks some asshole sideswiped her car in a parking lot. Lol, but it was me.
And you know, this is probably like when they were young too, so she had to pay the bill.
No, but you can tell her mom, it's 4 years later, her mom keeps bringing it up.
Yeah, like, well, you know, the drivers around here are assholes
All her
anyway.
friends.
You know how it is, Casey, right? Remember when that one asshole sideswiped him? She goes, yes, Mom, I remember.
What's
that
the
was
movie?
horrible.
Okay, so you know how my reaction every time you bring up Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'm like, that's the best sex scene ever.
Yep.
Anyone who mentions a car accident around her mother
Trigger
mentions
City.
this story.
She goes, oh, well, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I was over at Ralph's on 2nd Street.
Can you believe that?
And Nick, Mom, yeah, I know it was 17 years ago.
He
Can we
didn't
get over
even
this?
leave a note.
Didn't leave a note. And that is my biggest problem with America today. Is that there's no goddamn consideration
And
for
you
other
know
people's
what?
feelings.
I guarantee you, have you ever been in a Ralph's parking lot? There were witnesses and they stood by.
And that's another problem with
They let
America.
that man drive
they
away.
do not stand up for the right things.
No, they don't.
Your
They're
father-
quiet.
Your father was like that.
A bunch of gawkers.
So, but I will say this. There is a time in life. There is enough time that can go by where you can actually say it and it'll be a legendary moment.
Legend.
When
Thanksgiving.
everyone's drunk at Thanksgiving,
Yes.
Christmas, and you just go, Mom,
Or a wedding.
I have something to tell you.
Yeah.
I sideswiped the car. And hopefully everyone's kind of like lived enough life to where it's funny at that point.
No, but
you don't want to do it like 3 years after. It has to be
Everyone
like
needs to-
20 years. Like
and-
there's grandkids. It's
A room where you know that everyone has heard it enough at nausea. Everyone knows the
everyone's so
fucking story.
annoyed with the story. So if you actually confess to it, it'll be like a relief almost. That's a great one.
God, I can't believe that one. Number 19, dude. Pregnant on birth control. That one will
Legendary.
fuck me up every time I re-scroll past it.
Oh, this is good. This is good. This is good. And I feel like I can relate to this and we should talk about this. I'm the maid of honor in a wedding I don't want to be a part of.
Oof.
Let's get into this.
That is all too real.
So real. So there's a couple things with the weddings, people. Grayston, I want to hear your thoughts on this. I'm just going to speak very briefly
Please do.
on my personal feelings and experiences. Weddings are expensive. Especially when when everyone's getting married in their early 20s. Everyone's broke. So when you go, hey, bud, be in my wedding, you got to remember, a couple $100 for the suit, a couple $100 for the Airbnb, a couple $100 for the dinners, a couple $100 for the rental car or
You may
whatever.
have to travel.
You might have to travel. Most of the time it is. It's like we're all going to wherever for the weekend. It's like
'Cause you
everyone
want it to
chips
be-
in $250 because he's not paying for his, so we all got to buy all the food and all the this and all of that. So you're in like $1,500 by the time you're at the wedding. And then you got to be like celebrating the person constantly. So here's the thing. I've been a part of weddings that I'm completely my best friends. And I've been a part of weddings that I'm like, why am I here? Like, why did I get invited to be? Why am I in this person's wedding party? Like, I barely know this person.
Do I have to invite them to my wedding?
Big time.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say this to people when it comes to if you're going to invite someone, let's say you have like an 8-person wedding party, it's kind of a little bit long, kind of bigger, 8 to 10 person. If you're reaching for those last 1 or 2, cut down on the wedding party.
Yeah.
Essentials only. The person who's kind to your buddy, kind to your friend, hey, it's been a while, but you were so fundamental in my life. Don't invite them.
It's really weird.
They're gonna feel awkward because they don't know any of your new friends. They're spending a lot of money. They're gonna walk away being like, I just dropped $1,500. It was kind of awkward. I don't know why I was there. You kind of then included them because you were like, I don't really know why he was there, but like I also felt like he invited me. Don't do it. No pity stuff here. Like no one wants to be a part of that. From personal experience, from you being the party planner, don't do it, man.
So my brain went in a totally different. These are all very extremely practical and very real situations.
Yes.
This is one that's happening now. A friend invited a friend to a wedding that like they're just not friends anymore, and he's like, "Dude, this feels really odd that I'm being invited in, that I'm being actually asked to be like a key figure in it, like a best man."
That's what I mean. It's like
he's like, "Why the fuck is this?
Right.
I haven't spoken to this fool in years." But I had an entire group of friends disagree with the wedding fundamentally.
There you go. I mean, that's a problem.
Not even like that, and they were asked to be. I don't want to say too much, but they were asked to be like either maids of honor or groomsmen.
People who disagreeing with
And
it or
they
glass
were
be in the wedding.
They were banding together to just not go.
Wow.
And I remember, dude, my mom yelled at one of them, was like, that's so fucked up that you would do this, like regardless of whether or not you whatever.
Like, this is not your decision.
But they were like, well, no, like this is not right. This is not a good situation. This is not going to end well. They're like, I do not want to do this. Anyway, this thing lasted so short, but it was so gnarly to be like.
You mean the marriage was short?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The girls were right. Like, I'm sorry, I fucked it up. I said the girls. I was trying to avoid being like, who could it be in case some of my friends are listening.
So we'll delete this part.
No, it's fine. Fuck it. Who cares? If your friend's marrying someone you don't think they should marry and you're their mate, so many people are in this position.
Right.
Your best friend is marrying someone you think is just so fucking wrong for them on so many levels. And they're like, get up there and give a speech all about how they're the perfect person for me. And you're just like, I can't fucking do this.
And that's the thing too, is like, don't marry someone all your friends hate.
That goes back to our previous relationship.
People do that all the time. You see it all the time. I have personal friends that have it. Everyone has that friend or that couple friends who like get with a person, everyone hates them, and then then that person no longer hangs out with any of the people that they know and love. And you're like, why would you wouldn't do that with any other situation. You wouldn't become friends with some random person.
You wouldn't go play Xbox with them.
Forsake all your friends to be friends with this person. It's like you get mesmerized by like toxic situations, and it's like, this is now off topic, but you know what I mean? And so coming back to the wedding, always realize that it is an honor to be asked to be in someone's wedding, but also realize as the asker that it is a sacrifice in ways. Cause it's like, I got to now take time off work. I got to figure out how to get away for the 3-day weekend. So especially if you're married with a kid, you're like, babe, can you watch the kid for 3 days while I go to this wedding? Like, it's a lot to ask of someone. So do not invite people that you're like, should I invite them? It should always be like, of course they're invited, or not at all. If they're going to be in the wedding, if they're in the wedding, they should be essentials only. But don't try to squeeze in 2 extras because your girl or your guy or whoever has the 2 extras.
Also,
it's like
something I tell Ruth, you're asking. It's not a guarantee here. You're asking. They can say no. Oh my God, 32. I've hit other people's cars so many times while parking and never left a note. That goes so in line with the last one. Also, like, why the fuck are you hitting so many people's cars? Learn how to drive. Look through the rearview mirror. I usually I've been in a lot of car accidents, but each time it's the only time I ever get one in that like same exact kind of scenario. I usually don't let it happen again. Like I went like no look, reverse out of a parking spot in a parking garage, just fucking hit a car.
Yeah. And then just left it?
When I was like 16, there's a fucking bright red Jaguar.
All right, let's talk about it.
Fucking
I have an opinion on this. All right, here we go.
I was in a rush. And
what was it, 32?
Yeah, I was in a rush. I just jumped in my car and just fucking was like, oh, gotta go.
Okay,
and just
hold on. I'm gonna ask this.
Shit.
I'm gonna ask this like we're starting over. Or like we're just ready. All right. Last one before we get done with this thing. Mm-hmm. Number 32. I've hit other people's cars so many times while parking and have never left a note.
I mean, okay.
Wow. That is such a interesting, like, psychological analysis.
It's very wild. So A, it goes hand in hand. B, though, how are you gonna just repeatedly keep doing this? Like I have been in many car accidents, unfortunately, but each one stands alone in the way that they happen. Like if I get
clearly this person's a bad driver. They're not paying attention.
Yeah. Not checking mirrors. Do they even have mirrors? Have you seen the cars where it's like duct? There's so much tape up on their side.
That's probably
mirror.
what their car looks like now.
Yeah. Or like your backlight has been taped up so many times people can't tell, like, is it on? Are you changing lanes? Are you braking?
This person has spatial awareness problems, definitely. So this person's backing up into people. I can see the person or the way they drive. They're sideswiping cars. They're backing up into people. They get in the pulling car, forward too forward, and they go, "Am I close?" Bang, and they hit.
I meant to look in my mirror.
It's a lot of that.
I looked at my phone to put on this song, and then I just had my foot on the brake, and my gas actually. I thought it was on the brake. It was on the gas.
I thought the car was moving. Whatever. It's a lot of that stuff. It doesn't sound like hit and runs. It sounds like
I thought I was going 100 miles per hour.
Right.
But I'm just sitting here.
So what do you think about that?
I'm like, what is wrong with you? I mean, that's someone who's been in multiple accidents. Each one, like I said, is a standalone. Like I got in a parking lot accident one time.
Okay, what happened?
Whose
fault was it?
Mine.
Okay, and did you leave a note?
No, the
Oh,
I didn't have to. She was in her fucking car.
Woo! Oh, she was there.
She was in her
this
car.
wasn't like you hit and then left.
She was in, dude.
Did you know she was in?
Dude, I didn't even see her, but I don't know how I missed her. It wasn't like a covered parking garage. We were in like an outdoor parking lot, and I was running at this time. I had a part-time job running. This is so niche of a job, but I was in a production office, and this is insane that I had this responsibility, but I would take the pilot tape for a show.
Yeah.
The show that you go put in like the network box that allows it to be on television.
Yeah.
They'd be like, here's this fucking show for MTV. You need to go deliver it into Burbank.
Yeah.
Coming from like West LA.
Sure.
And be like, if you don't get it there,
Right.
it's not going to play tomorrow.
Oh, it's not going to go. You have to get it there.
So you have to go do this. They'd send me this shit at like 5 p.m. Be like, take this from fucking Sepulveda and Olympic to Burbank. And you're like, sick, dude. I'm like off at 5:30. And they're
Right.
like, yeah, here's your last thing
Yeah,
to
you're
do.
like, that's a 3-hour deal. Yeah.
You're like,
Great.
awesome. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
I'm going to speed the entire way. I'm going to pick up
Right.
my friend. We're going to smoke blunts while we go do this.
Got it.
16, baby. Here we
16,
go.
let's rock.
So I'm running some errand for this fucking office, and they it's my dad's friend's office. I shouldn't say that. It was like it was probably a good thing I had this job. Probably actually might not be a good thing. Anyway, I'm in this parking lot. I'm in a fucking rush. I'm probably high because I'm 16, and I just got in my car. I didn't even look in my mirror. I just punched the gas in reverse. Just reverse T-boned this like 70-year-old woman.
First move.
It's like 70.
You're like, sounds good. Thanks, boss. Bam. He's like, God damn it.
And this like 70-year-old woman with like, she had like the old lady orange hair. It's like
it's not
golden.
human. It's not human hair.
It looks like an amber stone. It looks like the color of amber, or like those light bulbs. But I'm thinking
it's not real. It's not a real color. It's like a color that doesn't exist
white
with human
at the
bodies.
base, and then it's like this amber goldish blonde.
It's a grown out dye job.
And it's like feathered all the way out in this
Right.
like weird pseudo like
Very Hollywood,
it's
actually.
like a slim wife of Frankenstein haircut.
Right. Got it.
Jewels, all this shit, bright candy red convertible Jaguar.
Ugh.
Just drove it off the lot.
Oh, and you just smashed City.
Just boom. There
So
we
what
go.
happened?
Fucking, I don't know. My parents' insurance. She was mad.
Oh,
dude.
but you guys, she stopped you. You guys worked it out.
She just
So you didn't
fucking-
drive away. You couldn't drive
She
away.
was screaming in my face, and I remember I
You're
was
just like, what?
so fucking just like somewhere else, like just like.
You were LARPing.
Well, like basically, you know when someone screams at you and you're like, okay, I don't even care if this is my fault. You're not gonna scream at me like this.
Screaming will not change anything.
Just chill out. You're obviously rich.
Right. So when I was like 18, I was working at a restaurant job, broke as shit. And in Laguna Beach, where I worked,
First off, I'm sorry to interrupt because you need to tell your story. I always am telling my stories, but I love those contexts. 18, broke as shit. Evan, it's like a beautiful image in my mind.
So 18,
Here
broke
we
as
go.
shit. And working a restaurant job. And in Laguna Beach, the main drag, PCH, is very narrow. So it's like a 2-lane highway, basically, but it's like, or 4-lane highway, but it's like really narrow because it's like an old town. So, and cars are all parked along the edge. So
you had
there's
your
like,
emo cut?
no. I was never emo kid. This was like,
You had an emo cut.
oh, I mean, like kind of like,
You brushed it in front of your eyes.
no, I never did. Malik was wrong with that. Malik accused me of being emo.
It
Was
doesn't.
not.
Was
The hair
it just
was going
above
up.
your
It was
eyes?
up.
It was up.
It was
oh my
up.
gosh! It's like spiked to the side.
Yeah, it was like that way. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. It was middle ground. I did okay. So at the time, all right. So check this out. So
Did you listen to a lot of Smash Mouth?
no. How
I did.
dare you?
I did. What's wrong with Smash Mouth? It's just testing
You mean
you.
the Shrek soundtrack, the Shrek band?
Yeah. What's that? What's that song? That song is that song fucks,
Somebody
dude.
once.
Told me the world is gonna roll me.
So I'm driving along super tight, and I got a truck, and like, this is my pride and joy. I
that be our
had
theme
saved
song?
up, bought the F-150. It was like the sickest thing I've ever owned.
You
to
had
this
an
day,
F1?
to this day,
Daps, dude. That's so sick. I'm
it
so
was
jealous.
like I worked all year just to like get the down payment, and it was like the only
What
thing
year?
Oh,
Were we like retro?
Oh, no, it was brand new.
Okay.
It was when I got it. It was brand new.
That's so sick, dude.
So it was like it wasn't a nice one. It was. I mean, I had the wind up.
Whatever.
It was
You
like
were a
the
fucking
base
teenager.
level,
You
but it was
bought
like
yourself a car.
So I've been working since I was 13. Like I always worked. So it was like for my thing was like I would work, and then I would like enough to put down to buy the thing I needed or whatever. So I was like 17, maybe 17.
Mm-hmm.
I'd worked all year to get this car, and I was driving. I was just like in heaven. I had my truck. It was so cool. But a truck in Laguna Beach is like it's tight, tight streets. So I'm driving and I'm like cruising along, and I kind of look to my left a little bit to see a thing. My mirror's sticking out, and I blow this mirror to smithereens. And when I mean I blow it to smithereens, I mean I hit it so hard. And my thing's a truck, so all my mirror does is come to the car. Like it goes boom, and it shuts. And I hear whack, and I was like, whoa. And I didn't hear anything, and I kept driving, and all of a sudden I heard goosh, because I blew that person's mirror off so hard that it went forward and landed in front of my truck while I'm going 40 miles an hour. Like it was basically the equivalent of me taking a bat and just hitting it as hard as I could and smashing it into like the space. So I just blow this thing into smithereens. I watch it smash in the front of my car, and I keep driving. And I drive for a mile, and I'm just like contemplating, like, dude, I don't know how nice that car was. I don't know what it was. I don't know what. And I literally, and I just drive. I drive another mile, and I drive another mile, and I literally, the guilt eats me alive, and I flip a U-ey, drive all the way back. Drive all the way back, find the car, walk over to it, leave a note.
It wasn't hard to find the car, was it?
And you know what's even more brutal? There's one nightclub at the time in Laguna Beach, right out front. Right out front of the nightclub. So there's
a nice
people
car.
out there.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
They saw it, and you.
No, they didn't. They didn't know it was me.
Oh my
so
god.
So I walk back to the scene. I meander back to the scene, and I'm like getting a gauge because I'm like I don't know how if there was like people around the car going like who the fuck, different story. No one was around the car, so I literally just like I'm a server, right? So I have like my notepad. And I write my name. I never want to say like I blew your fucking mirror to smithereens. Sorry about that. And I put it on the thing. I just kind of walk by and go and like throw it on like so that no one notices me. Person calls me the next day, and the guy just goes, "Hey, what happened?" He was like, "I tell him." He goes, "How old are you?" I'm like, "Oh, 17." And it was a nice car. I don't remember exactly what car, but it was nice. It was a very nice car. And he just basically kind of had this like moment where he just goes, "You know what? You're 17." And he goes, "I think it's really cool that you did that. It's all good, man.
Dude's like,
but just thanks for doing that."
He's like, I was such a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's like, he basically was kind of like, man, I'm shocked you did that. Like, I'm not trying to fuck up a 17-year-old's day. Like, I know you obviously didn't mean to do that. And the fact that you wrote your number, like, I'm cool with it. And I just remember being like, thank you, good sir. Like, I was just like, and can I wash your windows? Like, I just was like, I felt so, I'm sorry. And because I saw because like when you're 16, you don't like it was before 16, 17, it was before like scam callers. So like you just wouldn't get those calls. You know, when I see the random number pop up, like it's the guy, you know what I mean? So I just pick up. It went okay, and he let me off, and that was like it was almost like a moral lesson in my life. I was like, okay, good things do happen to good people, and then of course like that's not how the world works, but it was a good little moment in time,
God.
Anyway, that was the story of that. So listen, lady or guy or whoever this is that sent this in. That's pretty shitty. I gotta be honest with you. One time, maybe okay. A bunch of times, that's kind of fucked up.
That's like
that's kind of fucked up. Like, you know how many people's days you've absolutely ruined.
Let alone for like you're not. Okay, I don't know why you continuously not leave notes. Well, maybe you might not be able to afford all the damage you're causing.
Oh my god,
you villain! But
kind of a villain at this point.
Secondly, stop crashing your fucking car in the parking lot. You're not even going that fast.
Pay attention.
It's pretty easy.
You're probably just on your phone too.
Do you need glasses? Are you looking out the windshields? Are your windows clean?
It's got to be phone. It's like, oh my gosh.
I tried to make a U-turn on Wilshire Boulevard to go to Radio Shack. It's probably not even there anymore. It's now Wilshire and 20th in Santa Monica. 90403. Fucking, I know my zips, baby.
My zips, baby.
Boom. I fucking try to go for the U. I don't make it. I'm not even close. Traffic is coming at me. So I can't make the 3-point turnaround.
Yeah, right.
So I try to reverse the U.
Nope.
Reverse it. It just fucking rear ends.
Oh my god. You're just like, if I do it fast enough, nothing will happen to me.
Tried to come into the left-hand turn lane. They were in the left-hand turn lane when I started to reverse my U. And then I just fucking,
Oh
they
my
rear-ended me. And I remember trying to make the argument, you rear-ended me.
Right. Yeah. You hit my butt.
And I just think about that to this day of like, that's the most out-of-pocket maneuver.
Out of pocket.
If you saw someone in the position I was in the car, you'd be like, oh, they're never going to,
Right.
no way would they reverse the whole movement back into the...
Okay, you know what? Just to finish this up, I do have one in a very similar situation.
Yes.
I try to pull a Yui full speed in my Continental van, whipping it as hard as I can. I think my van's big enough to hop the curb. Bam, hit the curb, both tires pop immediately. And that's been another episode of Chatty Bros. We love you. Thank you for submitting all your amazing questions. We love you. Do we dare say it?
I said, hey, what a concept.
Chat soon.
Use a little bit myself and we could all use a little change.
We'll see you later.